Hey folks, walk with me. A little, what I think is a funny story, true story. So if you saw my video a few days ago, I spoke about the most exciting period of my life, which was this year where I spent traveling and playing music throughout Europe, spent a lot of time in Germany, went to 50-something cities, I think 13 countries, so on and so forth. So go watch that video if you want. But the way that, so I was traveling with my fiance at the time. We were flying back to New York on Christmas Eve. So we had come to find out late in our travels that we were essentially moving throughout the Schengen zone, where you don't need to show a passport, or theoretically don't need to show a passport as you cross country lines for those who are signed on to the Schengen zone Accord, or whatever it's called. And because of that, like, we weren't perpetually getting our passports checked. And come to find out, once you're in the zone, it's almost treated sort of as a country. Or at least this is what I came to understand at the time. Meaning, once you're in the zone, if you don't have a visa, you can really only stay there on your passport for 3 months. Or maybe it's like 90 days exactly, I don't know. And then you need to leave the zone for a period of time, and then you can come back into it. Now, the research that I had done, which obviously wasn't extensive or expert enough, left me with the misunderstanding, as it happens to be, that as long as you were moving countries and weren't staying in a particular country more than 3 months without a visa, that you were fine. Well, not the case. So we go to fly out of Berlin. We go present our passports, and they're like looking through, and they're like, do you have any more recent stamps that we don't see? I'm like, no. That's the stamp from when we got to London, and then the stamp from when we came into Germany, because that was where things started, was also flying into London, and then from there flying to Germany, or to Berlin. And the people checking the passport were not friendly, and she basically like had us go over to a separate area and called the German police over. There's one German police officer comes over. I think it was just one, maybe it was two to start with or something, but yeah, he just starts asking all these questions, and I don't remember all of them at this point. This was over a decade ago, but he's like, where have you been in Germany? And I start naming like a dozen cities. He's like, okay, I believe you. And then he's asking like, why did you overstay this long? And I explained, I thought as long as we were moving countries, so on and so forth. I didn't understand how the Schengen zone worked as it pertained to overstaying. And so yeah, ultimately he's like, okay, I got you. And he goes back into the booth where the not nice passport check person had been. Is talking to her. Yeah, obviously I don't know what's happening, but in hindsight, he's getting her to stamp the passport so we can leave. And comes out, he opens the door to the booth because he had closed it behind him. I make eye contact with him, and he sort of smiles, and he goes, and then he walks the passports over to us, and he's like, don't do that again, but here you go. Have a good trip. And it was just very funny. I mean, I know that they have a history to deal with in Germany, but I found the Germans to be delightful, and often I would describe them prior to this event as sort of goofy, like in an endearing way. And this sort of hit home, like, that sensibility to me, which is this police officer who, in the face of these like very stern, whatever their customs authorities or whatever they were, was called in to, I don't know, arrest us, detain us, whatever. And he just had this goofy, he just played it out in such a goofy way. And then he didn't need to do anything when he stepped out of the booth, right? But he made it a point to open the door make eye contact, pause, and go. Like right behind the woman's back. It was just very funny to me. And we were only, you know, he took another 20 steps and he would have been to us. So he could have just come up to us and even done the little thumbs up when he was like nearer to us. But it was very, very funny to me. But luckily we got out. I didn't realize how sort of screwed we could have been at the moment. But maybe that was a good thing. And I didn't sort of present myself as being super like nervous or concerned, because I didn't know. It was an honest mistake. But in any case, you know, with a lot of heavy stuff on the channel lately, hopefully a nice little funny German police story for you all. And I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And as the sun blinds me, I will tell you that, as always, I will see you in the next video.